Do you know there is a paradigm shift happening in the crypto world for all the marketing agencies to understand so that they can position themselves in the growing trend in the crypto world? Hello, I am Mani Malarvannan. In this video, we will look into how Solana, Ethereum, and various other crypto blockchain networks are positioning themselves for the AI. So autonomous software now dominates most of the on-chain settlement. There is a 650 billion transaction happened for the last year or so. Among that 650 billion, the 65% of the transaction that is created by the agent technology. It's not human beings, they created it. It is created by the machines, those who are working on behalf of human beings. Among that, only 35% of the transactions are created by the human activity. The rest of the 65% are all autonomous agents working for the humans to creating various crypto payments. So the total amount is 650 billion. It is a staggering amount that is being registered in the past year until February 2026. So the Solana is the main framework blockchain network that is being used for the settlement, and then Ethereum is going to be used as an identity layer for the agents to understand who the agent, whether it is the agent is can capable of doing particular transaction or not. So bottom line, for the marketing agencies, they need to understand where they stand so that they can capture this market, those who are targeted by the autonomous agents. This is just the beginning. You all know that what is going on in the AI industry. There is a more and more customers are adapting AI, and there are more and more agent technologies coming for various types of activities. So the crypto is the next step in that, so that agents can automatically work on the humans to perform tasks that don't need human anymore. So that's what that entire agent technology is happening, and marketing agencies can understand and appreciate. They can capture the growing need from various customers. So the blockchains are being rebuilt for machines instead of humans. So the last 4 5 years, the blockchains were used by human beings for settling transactions, sending money payments, purchasing NFTs, and all those. So for that, they need to have a proper user interface. So the wallets are created so that anybody can able to log in using their wallet and perform a transaction. And also you have to the human have to go and identify when appropriate time to send the transaction, because as you all know, the transaction varies based on how traffic the network is. So say for example, during the night time, it might be less if there is no activity. So you have to manually go and check to identify when the transaction fee is low so that the human beings can perform the transaction. But for the agent, that's not the case. The agents work 24/7. It doesn't sleep like human beings on your behalf. If you give a proper budget or proper instructions to the agents are going to perform the transactions on blockchain on your behalf based on the instructions you provide. Say, for example, if you provide an agent, go and finish this transaction if and only if the transaction fee is less than $1. You can give a goal for the agent. The agent will continuously check the transaction on various blockchain networks, and whenever it identifies the transaction fee is less than less than $1, it's going to go and perform the transaction. So for that, there is no human intervention is available. So from the marketing agency's point of view, if you want to identify so that you can nicely build the attribution network for your marketing agency, for your customers, You need to understand where the transaction is coming from, whether the transaction is coming from human beings or agents, so that you can appropriately build the attribution model for your marketing campaigns for the customers you are working on. So for all those work, you need to have a network of agents, technologies working hand in hand in a fast, lightning fast manner so that each transaction can happen. Say, for example, AI agent making a request for a data provider. It needs to get the data, whatever it needs to make a decision within 150 millisecond or less. And then once the data is provided, then the computer provider needs to provide the compute to run the agent to perform whatever actions it need to perform. That needs to happen within 150 millisecond. And then the storage provider, whatever the results it is going to produce on the compute, it needs to be stored in somewhere. For that, there is a storage provider needs to be available. And then ultimately, AI agent can get the answer whatever it needs based on this loop. That entire loop needs to happen in the lightning fast so that the agents can able to work, because since agents are working, there is a millions and millions or billions of requests are going to happen all over the Ethereum, Solana, or various crypto networks. So the infrastructure needs to be built. Already companies are working on creating it. They already created it, and other networks are all slowly coming into the AI era for agent to make the request and perform the transaction. So Ethereum, Solana serve entirely distinct roles in the agent economy. In this agent economy, ERC 8004 standard from Ethereum uses it as a agent identity and reputation on-chain check for any agent to perform any transaction. Say, for example, you don't want any agent to perform any fraudulent transaction. You want to have a centralized system so that the agent can identify themselves, they can able to perform the transaction, and all those transactions are all saved, identities being protected and preserved. For that, Ethereum ERC 8004 standard is going to be the platform in the agent world. And then the actual transaction happens in the Solana Alpha and Glow upgrade. So in this, the settlement happens within the 150 milliseconds latency target, and basically all the transaction that happens that are stored in the Solana, so that the Solana provides the platform for various agents to commit the transaction in the network once the identity has been verified for the transaction. So these two are the main networks, and there are other crypto blockchain networks. They are integrating that technology into the agentic world so that the agent to agent transaction happens. One agent can make a request to another agent securely, and the other agent can perform a task. Once the task is performed and the agent validates it, and the agent releases the payment for the other agent who provided the service. Imagine the human beings involved in the economy, human to human transaction. You are purchasing a coffee and you are giving money to the coffee shopper for the coffee you purchased. In future, or it's already happening and it's going to drastically exponentially increase in the near future between agent to agent communication. All those will happen without your knowledge. Of course, with your permission, you are going to give the permission to the agent, and agent is going to perform all these transactions. Say, for example, if you want to purchase a nice product in Amazon, you want to continuously see when the price is going to be lower. For that, right now you have to manually go and check in Amazon website or in other websites. But in the future, you can tell your personal agent, go and look for this particular product and purchase this product whenever the price is low. Whatever the price, whatever the product, you can set it and it is going to perform it. For that, you need to pay a microtransaction fee for that, because every time your agent is going to perform some action on a storage network or a compute network, it needs to pay for all those things. You can say that, okay, how much money I'm going to save. Instead of purchasing a product for $40, I'm going to purchase only for $30. But you pay $2 for the compute cost, storage cost for your agent. And that is the entire agent-based economy is going to work. And from the marketing agencies point of view, you need to understand and adapt your marketing agency towards this future. So in the entire payments ecosystem, X402, it is the basically website transaction payment system that is right now is using HTTP protocol. For example, if you go and try to purchase some item, it is going to ask you to provide the credit card information. It will tell that for the product you are trying to purchase, it is $10, and you need to provide that credit card information. So this entire network now is being integrated into the on-chain payment system, so that existing protocol, X402 protocol, that is being used for human to website transaction, now it's using for agent commerce as well. So it you can create the chain agnostic payment header using X402 to send the informations from your laptop, from your computer, or from your cell phone to whatever agent system it needs to interact, and the agent is going to perform the transaction on your behalf. So using this technology, you are integrating the off-chain network with the on-chain network, and both seamlessly will help you to solve various problems for the humankind, and thereby the entire agent ecosystem is going to work. So the emerging infrastructure stack in this entire layer is the identity layer. That's the ERC 8004 standard that is being created, will help to identify the agents. And then the transport layer to send the data from your computer to on-chain through X402. That's a chain agnostic payment routing protocol that is going to help. And then the settlement layer where your transactions are being stored, that's where the Solana comes into play. That's a help and glow upgrade they announced, that's going to help in 150 millisecond sub-second clearance engine. So whenever you send a transaction, instantly it verifies and it commits the transaction. So all three layers are being created so that the agent commerce can thrive in the near future. So the current regulatory frameworks cannot process autonomous software. Both in US and Europe and other Asian countries, the standards are still emerging. There is no clear standard for agent commerce, but both in US Congress and Europe, there are committees are created and they are working on to come up with a regulatory standard for agent commerce, so that any time the agent to agent transaction happens, there is a clear framework, regulatory frameworks will be created to protect the customer interest. Right now, it is not there, but in the near future, it will have all those regulatory frameworks so that you are liable for whatever transaction you are performing, and you will be protected from unauthorized usage. And then coming to the attribution model, the traditional attribution model is not going to work in the AI agentic world for the marketing agencies. The traditional marketing attribution engine is Web2 clicks. It identifies the Web2 clicks, that's all. So you can able to identify the how many users are visiting your page, how many users are clicking a particular link within your web page or your decentralized application, and that's all, it stops there. It doesn't know what transaction happened in Web3 in blockchain. It doesn't know whether the transaction is coming through agent or a human being. You need to have proper tools and technology to bridge the Web2 and Web3 layer to identify to create a 360-degree view for your marketing agencies. So that's where the analytic kit comes into play. Analytic kit sits in between the Web2 and Web3 world, and it tries to bridge the data between the Web2 ad clicks and then in the Web3 what transaction happened, whether the transaction happened through human prospects or through AI agents. You need to understand that so that you can able to tell your customers where the transactions are happening in the Web3 world, whether the transactions are created by the human beings or by agents. Because in the near future, you will be marketing for agents as well, because there will be more transactions happen through AI agents than the human beings. So for that, you need to be prepared to have a proper infrastructure to collect the data starting from the web click all the way to the online transaction that happened. For that, AnalyticKit will be your attribution layer that's going to help you to achieve that goal. So the shift from the wallet tracking to the agent tracking starts right now. So the volume is going to be drastically increase because of the agent to agent commerce that is going to happen in the near future. So AI agents are no longer on the edge case. It is not. Already there's a lot of transactions started happening, and it's going to drastically increase in the near future. So you need to have a proper settlement layer that's been built, and you need to have the model framework so that your marketing agencies can adapt it what they need to do. See, in this channel we put together a lot of presentations for marketing agency to understand various concepts, to understand what type of marketing agencies they want to build based on the technologies that is available. See, for example, some web3 marketing agency want to concentrate on the protocol level traffic. For that, there are different tools are available. If you want to bridge the Web2 and Web3 attribution model, then you need to use AnalyticKit product that we have built it, and we explained it in this channel. If you need more information about the product, please let us know and we'll be happy to do it. Or you can search in this channel and you can able to identify various other videos we put together that is going to create how you can able to bridge the Web2 and Web3 data to provide intelligent on your marketing campaigns. So that's all I want to discuss in this presentation. If you need more help on the how to build the gap between Web2 and Web3, or how the marketing campaign you can able to start by integrating the Web2 data with the Web3 data to create the marketing campaign attribution model, please visit our website. We have a lot of blogs and a lot of help documents. You can use it. And if you want to play around with our product, go to app.analytickit.com and register yourself and start working your way. And if you have any questions, please let us know. We'll be happy to help you. If you like this video, like this channel, please subscribe to our channel so that we can produce more quality videos like this. Thank you. Bye.